Hello everybody and welcome to Lord El-Melloi's Capes Files episode 3 anime review. This episode was a lot of fun. There was some electric rabbits, which is, I've tried to think of a reference with electric rabbits, I just can't. Speaking of references, did you see all the people in the crowd? The crowd is the classroom. There was some everything. It was like Fate Apocrypha, Fate either Hollow Attractia or the other one, Fate Collide. I don't know. I haven't read Hollow Attractia yet. But yeah, I was thoroughly entertained. I feel like that's happening a lot with this. I might not understand all the specifics, but I'm having a good time. That is what this show is in a nutshell for me. Anyway, let's crack on with the episode. Start at the beginning as always, and go through. Let's do this thing. So the episode begins, and we learn about a guy that's been assassinated, I think, if I was understanding right. But after that, Rhaenys is talking to some old guy about the Holy Grail War a bit and be like, hey, remember that? That was wild. And saying how there should have been a bigger fallout, I think is what she's saying, after the events of the last Grail War. Because, the former El-Melloi died. The Greater Grail is like a big deal, apparently, and everything. There should have been a bigger deal, but it wasn't. And why wasn't it? Someone's hiding it, or someone's keeping it under wraps or something. Something like that. But yeah, then we go to the class, Lord El-Melloi's class, the second's class. Got to put the second in there because it's very important. Flat made a you know when you like in school you have to make like a volcano and you put bicarbonate soda and all that stuff in it. He did that basically, but with magic. And Waver's not too happy about that. Flat. And then in the class there's Matey Boy from Fate Apocrypha with the glasses, but I don't remember his name. My bad. There's Luvia. Luvia's there. It was just kind of weird. I was like, I know you people. They should have stuck a character from each series in the crowd. I don't know how you do that for like Fate Extra, but they could have figured it out. They've flipping made Grey a saber, so a Graber. That's staying. That's a clever joke. Let's definitely. If I'm the first, I'm definitely not the first person to make that joke. But yeah. So yeah, realizes in the class after a bit of yelling at him, and he's like, my bad, and then he gets on with the lecture some more, so that's all good. Luvia afterwards asks Grey what's going on with him, and he's like, his tea room's shut down temporarily because of an electric fault. And then Luvia goes off in a bit of a huff and walks into Rhaenys, and then they have a bit of off-screen talk about something. I wonder what it could be. We find out later what they were talking about, but it's still interesting nonetheless. This little first intro bit, I liked it just for seeing all the people in the crowd, like the references to... I mean, obviously they're characters that exist in the world, but I was like, I remember you from that other show. I thought it was pretty good. Waver El-Melloi goes to check the tea room. I'd say tea room, it's like a cafe. I don't know I'm English and I've never heard the phrase tea room before, so does that make me a bad English person? Probably. But yeah, he goes to the tea room, checks the electrical panel, and it's pretty not good. So the people also called rodent control because they think it's a rodent that clipped the wires or whatever. One of them went missing and one of them was terrified and was like, nah mate, can't help you. So that's your job, rodent control. You failed your job. Waver checks it a little bit. He's like, you know what? The electricity is clearly being absorbed. Obviously he uses like magic to, and his like not footprints, is like going in a direction. Then he heads into the sewers and follows the trail, finds some big old footprints. They're massive footprints. I was like, oh my god, it's, I don't know, a big animal. What's a big animal? A lion? It's a lion. Figures out there's a mage's workshop down there, and then he gets attacked. Yep, then he gets attacked. Checking my notes. Grey gets a phone call basically saying, hey, he's not back yet. So then she calls Flat, who is playing with Svin and Fate Apocrypha guy, Cowles? It's something like that. People are going to be so mad about my pronunciation in this show, I feel like. But yeah, so Flat gets phone call. Then Svin and Flat have a little fight because Svin likes Grey and he's mad that she called him and not him. He doesn't own a phone though. That should be the first thing you realise. And that was pretty funny. That was a funny bit. I enjoyed the punchline being he didn't have a phone. Also, apparently most of the mages have never heard of a computer before because there was like cows or coals. People are going to be mad regardless of how I pronounce it, so I'm just going to keep saying it however. He's got a computer and some like upperclassmen like, whoa, sick PC, dude. You have multiple monitors. Sick. That's how we speak in England. It's not really, but yeah, this little bit was nice. The mystery with the El-Melloi is good. The I guess more comedy bit with the kids is fine. You need that every so often. It's okay. So the kids, being Sven, Grey, and Flat, the other one, go into the, what's it called? Sewer. Brain died. Then they go into the sewer. Go see what's up. Sven like can't get to Grey. His eyes start glowing. So I don't know if that's like some protection ward or what. That should have been explained better. They just said afterwards like, hey, Waver said you can't do that. Can't get close to her, otherwise that's happened. So either there's some sort of protection ward or a restraining order ward or something. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. If people know, tell me, because I don't know. But then they find him, and he tells them, hey, it's a massive rabbit, electric rabbit. Sven takes Waver back up. Grey and Flat are still down there, so she asks him, hey, does Sven hate me because he's always scowling at me and that? And I'm like, oh, you poor thing, you've got the complete wrong idea. Flat's a bro, though. He doesn't just burst out like, no, he likes you. He likes you a lot. He just instead goes on about his backstory, basically. He's like, I was never treated right, but now with the class and everything, I'm feeling alive again, and that's good. Treat me like a human, I think is the specific word. And Grey's like a human? And that's, so is she like a homunculi? Is that the right thing? I know they exist in Fate lore. She could be one. Because she looks like Saber. Is she a homunculi made to as like a Saber clone or something? I'm real spitballing. I'm sure someone's told me and I've forgotten. But then Waver wakes up in, not even a hospital, just in a room with Sven. He's like, I need to call somebody. So he calls someone. We don't see any of that though, because then we cut back to the children. What they're doing. Yeah. We find some skeletons, which is always good. The rodent's been feasting on their flesh, which is weird because I thought it ate electricity. Vegetarians, rabbits are. So then there's a little bit of a scrap. Not a massive scrap. They do something with a bounded field. There's some cutting with the scythe of a bounded field. I don't know what a bounded field is, but I just, it's some sort of force field, I'm going to assume, or an illusion field. I don't know. I should look it up. I'm sure the Type Moon Wiki knows. And then they find an old guy who's the bad guy of this episode. Didn't write his name down. He's in the workshop. He says something like killing is part of the process to find the root. So I'm going to guess all the mages want to find the root, but they're doing it their own specific ways, and none of them have figured it out. But they're going to keep going with what they know to hopefully figure it out. I think that's what it is. A load of rabbits show up all around in like a circle. Then Waver and Sven busts in. Sven looks like a werewolf for some reason. That's cool magic. I'm on board with that magic. Waver lists off his crimes. The old man. He's like, here's everything you've done. Here's how I did it. I checked the electricity bill and the newspaper. And I'm like, that's very easy. But no, I think he asked Cowles to look it up on his PC, and he had all the things up on his computer. So I'm assuming that had something to do with it. Tells the old man, hey, you're losing your position, you're going to get arrested. Old man kind of accepts it, or, he's like, oh no, what am I going to do? And, then we get outside and Waver's like, I was bluffing most of that. I don't know which parts he was bluffing. Then he starts quoting someone. It's probably Iskandar, I'm willing to bet. I don't remember specifically if it is, but I'm willing to make an assumption. Post-credit scene, quickly. I know that this section's been long, but it's fine. Post-credit scene, Grey and Waver are at dinner, or they're at the tea house that they've saved, see, continuity, with Rhaenys and Luvia, and they basically say to Waver, hey, 2 of the places in the Holy Grail War have been, they've been filled, they've been closed from the association, so I don't know who that could be. Who joined the Grail War first? So my thinking is, maybe is this show going to end? Someone told me when, like, the chronology of it, I think they said it ends just before Fate Stay Night or through it. I don't remember what they said, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so 2 of the places have been taken, which is kind of weird because it's like we already kind of know what's going to happen there, or what can happen there, because there's 3 routes and all that shenanigans. But That's not really important to this, so I'm just going to assume that it's more going to be about the Holy Grail War, and it just the not really PTSD, but Waver's reaction to the Grail War, like, oh, the Grail, remember that, or something. You know, he's not going to be directly involved, but the mentioning of it is going to affect him somehow. That's what I think is going to happen. But yeah, like I said, I kind of enjoy the individual mystery. You know, each episode, and you know, obviously, hopefully they'll have a big old mystery, because I don't think you could do a long 12 episode on one mystery, because that would be just, I think very little would happen each episode. I like the multiple mysteries, and maybe each of them is going to play into the big mystery. I don't know, I just think that would be cool. But yeah, thank you for watching this video and everything. If you liked it, press like on it, because it's thumbs up is good. Subscribe and stuff if you want more reviews. I do tons of reviews. I'll be here today, every week for this show. Other reviews I got up as well. Subscribe for them. And yeah, I will see you next week, guys. Bye, guys.